everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 9th. On today's show, we'll hear details about the first of the summer concerts from resident Janet Smith. She'll talk about the Stardust Memories Big Band coming next week. And McKenzie Millis will discuss next week's virtual dementia tours you can sign up for. But first, don't forget to attend tomorrow's LifeQuest summer event. The presentation No Regrets will highlight the spiritual dimension of LifeQuest, and it is supported by the Village Church and will feature Shell Point employee chaplain Scott Aiding. Join Scott as he explains why forgiveness requires overcoming fear, guilt, and shame. The program begins at 10:15 a.m. in the Social Center. On Saturday, you can head over to the Grand Cypress Room to watch a great movie entitled The Martian, starring Matt Damon from 2015. Presumed dead, his character is left stranded on Mars, where he must learn to survive for months while waiting for NASA to plan a daring mission to rescue him. This exciting film will play at 2 and 7 p.m. on Saturday. Looking ahead to Monday, you don't want to miss this year's exciting and delicious lobster bake at the Woodlands Commons. The cost of the meal is $35 per person. Come listen to the soothing sounds of steel drums as you enjoy this seafood feast, which includes clam chowder, mussels, steamers, corn on the cob, potatoes, and much more, including a 1 1/4 pound lobster. A ticket is required, so be sure to sign up.
Hi, I'm Katelyn Van Scoy, and I'm here to tell you about the Lobster Bake this coming Monday from 6 to 9 in the Woodlands Commons. I hope you bring your appetite. Dan, what are you doing here?
I
can't hear you.
Hi, Katelyn. I got you some lobsters for the lobster bake.
Well, let me see that. These look a little small, don't you think?
Too small?
We promised everyone over a pound lobster.
Over a pound? Well, these are no
These
good.
are too small.
Hey, I know.
What?
They got really big ones at Maine. I'll be right back.
Wait. Well, I guess he's going to Maine, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you Monday.
This year's summer concert series kicks off next Tuesday at the Village Church, featuring the Stardust Memories Big Band. To tell us all about it, here's Shell Point resident and Friends of the Arts, Janet Smith.
Hi, I'm Janet Smith, and a member of the Fine and Performing Arts Advisory Board. I'm here today to tell you about the first concert of Shell Point's summer concert series. On Tuesday, June 14 at 7:30 p.m. at the Village Church, the Stardust Memories Big Band will perform for us. The big band era started in the late 1930s through the 40s. Do you remember how the big bands would perform all around the country? Did one of the big bands play at your local movie theater between shows? I remember a time in high school when a group of my friends and I got on the bus to go to the movie theater to hear Russ Morgan's band. Another time I heard Sammy Kaye, Swing and Sway with Sammy Kaye, at an amusement park dance pavilion. The Stardust Memories Big Band includes some of Southwest Florida's finest musicians and was created to carry forward the legacy of this true and original American art form at dance venues and concert stages through public and private performances. The group plays the original arrangements made famous by the great bands and band leaders, including Tommy Dorsey, Glenn Miller, Duke Ellington, Benny Goodman, Buddy Rich, and many more. To get your ticket, call the service desk on the island or at the Woodlands Commons, and the charges will be billed to your Shell Point account. Then stop by the service desk and pick up your ticket. Tickets are only $20, but if you want to attend all 3 concerts this summer, you can get a package for $50. See you at the door when you come to the concert. I'll be one of the members of the advisory board collecting tickets and passing out programs.
Healthcare marketing specialist McKenzie Millis joins Terry Colath in the studio to talk about her role in healthcare services and the virtual dementia tours offered next week. The tours are designed to provide caregivers with a better understanding of what someone with dementia may be going through. For further insight, let's go to Terry and McKenzie right now.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath. I'm here today with McKenzie Millis. McKenzie serves as our healthcare marketing specialist here at Shell Point, and she's got some good news for us today. Thank you for joining me, McKenzie.
Thank you for having me, Terry.
Well, you've done this before, and it's been extremely popular, talking about a virtual dementia tour. And first, I would like to just share with people why you're the one who's planning this program. Talk a little bit about what is a healthcare marketing specialist here at Shell Point.
Absolutely. You know, my role is kind of a diverse role within the Shell Point community, but I get the pleasure of working with our residents and non-residents, educating them about the many healthcare services we have here at Shell Point, whether that be assisted living, day respite, rehab services, hospice services, memory care services. And with that comes education both for our residents and our staff. So the virtual dementia tour is something that we have brought to both caregivers, residents, and to our staff throughout our community.
And for such a young woman, you have spent quite a bit of time at Shell Point in your
I have.
life already, haven't you? So you've watched us grow these services, McKenzie. And I've had the pleasure of seeing you really thoughtfully being part of the team that plans how we're going forward. And how wonderful that is for our residents that you're the one who's giving them this education.
And I love that opportunity. I love to be able to bring them education that's going to help them in their home, but also help them to make the next step easy transition through our community. And that's kind of my pleasure to be able to do that.
Ah, and it shows. Well, talking about dementia, the statistics for our future are outrageous, aren't they?
They are. It's a little scary, to say the least.
It's a little scary. So even if we should not be the person suffering from this, we're going to have loved ones who are suffering. Is that partly why we're doing this?
It is. You know, this virtual dementia tours is really designed for the caregiver or the supportive friend or neighbor that wants to be better educated so that they can better understand and relate to what someone with dementia or Alzheimer's disease is going through. It really is not designed for that person that either just got the diagnosis or has been fighting the disease maybe for years at this point already.
So the support person, that to me is a mouthful. I mean, who doesn't need support? And it could be a neighbor in your building. It could be someone in one of the groups you belong to.
Yes.
It could be your loved one, your own loved one. And interestingly enough, the simulation can really put you in another person's shoes.
It really can. And that's the thing I would want people to consider. The virtual dementia tour is not like a typical academy class where you would maybe go in and sit and have a lecture style or a Q&A style where you're learning. This is going to be where you're stepping into the shoes of someone with dementia. And you're not only simulating the cognitive impairment, but also some of the physical and emotional and stress that they feel on a day-to-day basis just going through life. And that is really where the learning happens. So it's a little more hands-on of an experience.
So there's not like a barrier some of us are going to have to cross to come and get this information, isn't there, McKenzie?
There is. And for some people, it's a little emotional. It can be a little startling. So we encourage people to think carefully before they decide if this is something that they are comfortable participating in, because it is a very unique experience for each person participating in the training.
On the flip side, we have many residents, especially some of the dear, wonderful people who volunteer in our memory care unit in the Pavilion Auxiliary, who highly recommend this experience.
Absolutely.
So that's nice to know there are people who have been through it, and we can say, it's worth stepping over that barrier and putting yourself in another person's shoes.
It is. To be able to gain that understanding and be able to take that forward, it really is a life-changing experience.
It is. And it's not that we're learning about or experiencing something we may never have never bump up against. We're all going to bump up against it. And to have that understanding. What do people usually say when they come out? What, right away, are they overwhelmed that they've really experienced something?
A lot of times they're a little bit in shock. You know, it's a little bit overwhelming, and I don't want to give away too many of the details because that definitely takes away from the experience. But it's a little bit of shock of going, wow, I thought it was simpler than that. And realizing how much more difficult and how many different aspects of your life and that dementia touches. Because people don't always think about the fact that most people with dementia are not dealing with a sole dementia diagnosis. you have natural aging challenges that are coming along with it, because the leading risk factor for dementia is age. So chances are you might deal with arthritis or joint pain or macular degeneration, other things that are common with the natural aging process. And you combine all those together, and it really is quite insightful.
And innate compassion only goes so far. Sometimes we need to have that reminder of the soul of the other person, the human in that human being.
Absolutely.
Well, it's clear to see that you're the right person for the job.
Well, and I hope we get many residents that choose to join us for this training. We still have some spots available, so I hope they give us a call soon.
Wonderful. You have 2 opportunities to take this virtual dementia tour this summer semester. One is at 9 in the morning and 9 until noon opportunity, and one is a 1 until 4 in the afternoon opportunity. Step over that barrier if you're in the situation McKenzie talked about. And aren't we fortunate to have McKenzie and our healthcare team here at Shell Point for us?
And now let's take a look at today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Katelyn Van Scoy.
And I'm Bev Chandley.
We're here to give you all of Thursday's activities. We start with Bend, Breathe, and Balance in the Tarpon Room at 7:15. And 8 o'clock is the time for the Men's Golf Association group to be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8, the Round Robin Doubles Tennis will be meeting at the Woodlands. Today is Beach Day. Island court pickups begin at 8:30, 8:40 for the Woodlands, and 8:50 Eagles Preserve and Estuary, and you do need to sign up for that trip. The Paddlers Club will be meeting at the Kayak Storage at 8:30 for their weekly outing. And shuffleboard is being played on the shuffleboard courts at 9:15. Current events will be discussed in the game room of the Woodlands at 9:30. Also at 9:30, ladies match play tennis will be available at the Woodlands tennis courts. Introduction to beginning line dancing will be held in the Tarpon Room at 9:45. That's followed by basic line dancing, also in the Tarpon Room at 10:15. That's it from the morning. Here's Bev for the afternoon.
Thank you, Caitlin. We're going to start at 12:45 today with Mahjong. That's played in the Library Lounge on the island. And Samba, always busy and fun, will be at the Resident Activity Center at 1:15. At 1:45, we have Fun and Fitness at the King's Crown Community Room. And at 2 o'clock, the Stamp Ministry will be down in the tunnel in the Stamp Room. Moving on to 2:45, we have a Health Connections class, Osteo Break Free. That's in the Tarpon Room. And at 4 o'clock, our seamstress will be here in the Osprey Room on the island to help you with any sewing needs. At 4:30, we have Alcoholics Anonymous. They meet in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. And Pinochle will be played in the Library Lounge on the island at 6:30. And our last activity for the day is 7 o'clock with the Trailblazers Bible Study Group in the Game Room of the Woodlands. We wish you a wonderful day, and we will see you back here again tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday, June 9th. At 9:30, coloring for adults will begin in the Sable Room of the Woodlands for those who have signed up. At 10 o'clock, our Legacy Seminar, Thoughtful Advanced Planning with the National Cremation Society, will begin in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. And at 4:30, the History of the United States to 1815 continues with a new session in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Sign up is required. Tomorrow, we have that iPad, iPhone, Mac free walk-in clinic with Penny Moteridge of Nautilus and wonderful, generous volunteers. Don't forget, this is moved to the Manatee Room for the month of June.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is General Tso's chicken with jasmine rice and stir-fry vegetables. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $15.95. The soup of the day is country cabbage. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a shrimp po' boy with coleslaw for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are ribeye with marinated grilled portobello for $20.95 or tomato walnut tilapia for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, I'm Dotty Morrison, and I'm here today to invite you to a special meeting of the Global Outreach. It's going to be called Global Snapshots, and we're going to have a tour guide named Jerry Nanfelt. Jerry, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
I understand that you're going to take us on a quick world tour, and I'm excited to learn about it. Now, do I need my passport?
No, you will not need a passport, but we are going all around the world.
Wow. Where?
We are going to the Middle East, to countries like Syria and Lebanon. We're also going to Central Asia, to some very sensitive areas, countries whose names I can't mention to you.
All right.
And we're going to North Africa, to Senegal, and then to Indonesia.
Wow. That sounds like a great trip. Now, why are you calling this Global Snapshots?
I'm calling it Global Snapshots because a snapshot is a quick picture that tells a story.
Okay.
And I want to tell stories from around the world, which will present a big picture of what God is doing all over the world.
Wow. Okay. So, you know what? Why don't we give a little glimpse of what you're going to be doing by taking a really fast trip to the Middle East right now? What do you think?
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Hassan and I am 8. I live in the Middle East with my grandmother, dad, sisters and our birds. Let's go! My school is just for boys. These are my friends. I have class every day but Saturday. Afterwards, I am very hungry. Today we are getting my favorite snack, hummus and pita. Hummus is kind of like peanut butter but made with chickpeas and sesame seeds. Pita is a round, flat bread. It's best when it's hot. This place is always busy because it's very, very good. It gets very hot here, so we like to come down and eat together by the water. My sister and grandma like hummus too. I love living close to the water. When we don't go swimming, we like to throw rocks. The city where I live is very old. My sister and I love playing on the ruins. We like to pretend we are living in a fort. It's fun to watch all the ships come in. When we go home, it's time to wash up for prayers. I have to wash my hands, face and my feet. I have a special rug that I kneel on when I pray. Now it's time to do my homework. I am learning to read and write Arabic. While my grandma is making dinner, we like to play school. I like to be the teacher. Tonight we are eating spaghetti. Grandma takes good care of us. Thanks for hanging out with me today.
Bye.
Well, I hope you're going to join us on Wednesday, June 15th at 10:15 in the Village Church Hospitality Room for Jerry Nanfelt's quick trip around the world with Global Snapshots. And be sure and come early. I understand we're going to have some treats from around the world. See you there.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tomorrow, Dan Philgreen will continue his tour of interesting places here at Shell Point, and we'll bring you the top stories from earlier this week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 9th. I'm Adam Brown, thanking you for joining us today, and we'll see you again here tomorrow.